Welcome back for the decoy review series that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. I'm going to be reviewing all of the new decoys that I got this year from Final Approach and used throughout the whole season, and give you guys a closer look at what they look like after a hard season of use, and tell you guys what I like about them, maybe some nitpicky things that I don't like about them, and give you guys a recommendation on if they're a good buy or not. Today we have the favorite by most, the live Wigeon. This was my first year running all these fancy new decoys. In years past, all I've used are mallard and teal decoys, and it seemed to do the job just fine for me. But Final Approach, they came out with all these new decoys. They said, hey, we want you to use these new decoys. I jumped at the opportunity, and here we are almost close to a year later at this point from receiving these. They've been through a hard season of use, and we're going to take a look at them today. Before we get too far into this, make sure to leave me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button so then you can stay tuned for all of the new videos that come out. And if you are a podcast listener, you like listening to podcasts, and you don't listen to my podcast, you ought to. Go over to wherever you get your podcast and listen to the Outdoor Limits podcast. I'm trying to pump as many of those out as possible, so head over there and get you some more entertainment on your morning drive to work. So let's talk about this decoy pack. It's a 6-pack. You get 4 drakes and 2 hens. You get 2 of these Whistler drakes. They are bad to the bone looking. They have such good detail, such good carve. They look awesome. And then there's also the surface feeder drake. So he's just skimming across the water. And once again, the paint looks fantastic on these things. It's just spot on. It looks like a Wigeon. I feel like a lot of times Wigeon decoys don't have the right kind of brown red color on them, and these ones definitely do. And then this is the hen that comes in the pack. This is the only, other than the teal, this is the only other puddle duck pack that comes with hen decoys. The shovelers, gadwall, and pintail do not come with any hens. It's only drakes. So that's a closer look at the hen. And the hen, even though it's a brown duck, it's still got quite a bit of color to it. It looks really good. It's got good detail on the carve. It's a good looking hen decoy. I can see why they wanted to put it in the pack. Did I use them as much as the pintail decoys? No, I didn't. And something, I kind of kept track of my hunts with freelance hunt stats this year, which I've never done in the past. I've never kept track of how many birds I shot on each hunt and what species they were. And it was interesting to go back at the end of the season and look at all of the different species of birds that I ended up shooting. And towards the very bottom of the list was these guys. I think I only shot maybe 2 or 3 Wigeon this past season, which I always thought I shot more of them than I do, but I guess not. This year was not a year for the Wigeons, I guess. So because I wasn't seeing a lot of Wigeon, I kind of left the Wigeon out of the spread more than some of the other birds that I have for the decoy spread this year. So these guys got used quite a bit. They were out in the big spreads when I was running 9 dozen decoys in the set, or needing a bunch of numbers, or if I wanted to dumb it down and maybe throw in 5 mallards, a Wigeon, a spoonie, and a pintail. I would take probably either, these 2 were the ones I used the most, because I was kind of picking and choosing throughout the season on which puddlers I wanted to take, because I kind of had limited space. So the hen, she came out on the big spread days when I needed more bodies on the water, but she wasn't necessarily the one that I was picking to go in the spread more often than not. So I was using the drakes quite a bit more. They look good. It's the EVA plastic, it's squishy, it can take a beating, and it's porous, so then when they put the paint on there, the paint kind of soaks right into the plastic and becomes part of it. So the paint adhesion on these has been great. I'm not seeing any kind of real spots of wear and tear on these bad boys. They are a little dusty because they've been in the water and I haven't cleaned them off, and they've been sitting in the shed ever since season ended. But overall, I'm not noticing any kind of paint peeling, flaking, chipping, coming off. So they look really, really, really good, and I'm super stoked to have some good long-lasting decoys. So as far as durability is concerned and paint adhesion, I would say that these guys are fantastic. You're probably not going to run into any issues as long as you don't drag them on concrete or pour gasoline on them. You got to take a little bit of care of them, but they do take a pretty good beating. They can bang around on the garage floor and decoy sled or the bed of a truck and actually just rub up against one another and still keep that paint on there, which is a big deal. So as far as paint's concerned, these guys are fantastic. The durability, you're not gonna have any cracking going on because they're the EVA material. And as far as looks go, I'll just let you guys leave comments in the comment section telling me how good these decoys look, because I don't even have to say how good they look because they speak for themselves, if you know what I mean. Just that this guy right here, he is the boss of the spread. Look at that, look at that, look at that. So if you guys want to learn more about these decoys, get some more details on them, go over to FA Brand. I will leave a link to the website in the description of this video. And if you haven't left me a thumbs up yet, please make sure to do that. It helps out tremendously and helps get this video out to more people so they can learn what a good Wigeon decoy looks like, because after a season of use, I'd say these are good to go and they'll probably last another 5 or 6 seasons and still look pretty good. So I'd say they're definitely a good buy, but if you want to do your own shopping, look more into it, head over to the website, look at the listing, and get some more details over there. But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.